Rivers are fascinating and life-giving natural features that have shaped our planet and civilizations for millennia. Today, we're taking a look at the longest rivers in the world according to length. Viewcation presents the longest rivers in the world. Paraná. The Paraná River is in south-central South America, running through Brazil, Paraguay, and Argentina for some 4,800 kilometers or 3,000 miles. It's the second longest river in South America after the Amazon, and eighth longest on this blue spinning rock. The river originates from the confluence of two smaller rivers, the Paranaíba and the Grande, on the plateau of southeast central Brazil. It flows generally southward across a vast plain that covers much of Argentina and Paraguay. Along its course, it receives many tributaries, such as the Iguazu River, which is famous for spectacular waterfalls. The Paraná River forms a significant portion of the border between Paraguay and Argentina before joining with another major river, the Uruguay River, to form the Rio de la Plata estuary. This estuary is one of the largest and most essential waterways in South America, connecting several major cities and ports with the Atlantic. Ob Irtysh. The Ob Irtysh River is a major river system in Asia, technically consisting of two rivers, the Ob and its main tributary, the Irtysh. It's the fourth longest river system in Asia and seventh longest in the world, with a total length of 5,410 kilometers or 3,360 miles. It originates from the Altai Mountains in northwestern China, where the Irtysh rises from the glaciers. The Irtysh flows through Kazakhstan and Russia before joining with the Ob near Khanty-Mansiysk. The Ob flows from south to north through western Siberia and empties into the Gulf of Ob, an inlet of the Arctic Ocean. The Ob Irtysh River Basin covers an area of nearly 3 million square kilometers and includes various types of landscapes like steppe, taiga, swamps, and tundra. The river is a key source of water for irrigation and hydroelectric power generation. It also supports a rich biodiversity of fish and wildlife. Yellow. The Yellow River, which is known as Huanghe in Chinese, is the second longest river in China and sixth longest in the world. It has a length of 5,464 kilometers or 3,395 miles and flows from west to east through 9 provinces before finally emptying out into the Bohai Sea. The Yellow River originates from the Bayan Har Mountains on the Tibetan Plateau and crosses two large lakes, Goring and Gyaring. It then flows through a series of canyons and gorges before entering a vast plain that covers much of northern China. Along its route, it receives many tributaries such as Wei River and Fen River. The Yellow River is frequently referred to as the cradle of Chinese civilization because it was the birthplace of ancient cultures such as the Xia, Shang, and Zhou dynasties. It also played an integral role in irrigation, transportation, and trade throughout history. But it's also known for its frequent floods and changes of course that have caused several historically significant disasters and massive migrations. Yenisey. The Yenisey River is a river in central Russia and one of the longest in Asia. It flows from south to north across Siberia and empties into the Kara Sea, an arm of the Arctic Ocean. It has a discharge of about 19,600 cubic meters per second, making it the sixth largest river on the Earth by discharge and the fifth by length. The Yenisey River has two main sources, the Great Yenisey and the Little Yenisey, which join at Kizil near the border with Mongolia. The river then flows through a series of canyons and valleys before reaching its major tributary, the Angara River. The Angara brings water from Lake Baikal, the world's deepest lake. Other important tributaries include Podkamennaya, Tunguska, and Lower Tunguska. The Yenisey River divides western Siberia from central Siberia and drains a large area that consists of landscapes like forests, steppes, and tundra. It supports a wealth of wildlife such as sturgeon, salmon, seals, and birds. It also provides humans with water for purposes like irrigation, hydroelectric power generation, and navigation. Mississippi, Missouri. The Mississippi-Missouri River is a river system that consists of two major rivers in North America, the Mississippi and the Missouri. The Mississippi bears the distinct honor of being the second longest river in North America, flowing 2,350 miles from its source at Lake Itasca in Minnesota to the Gulf of Mexico. The Missouri is also the longest river in North America and a tributary of the Mississippi, flowing 2,341 miles from its source at the confluence of Jefferson, Madison, and Gallatin rivers in Montana to its mouth near St. Louis. The Mississippi-Missouri River system drains a large area of land that covers parts of 31 states and 2 Canadian provinces. It has many other tributaries such as the Ohio River, Arkansas River, and Red River. It also forms several vital waterways such as the upper, middle, and lower Mississippi waterways. The system has famously played a pivotal role in the history, culture, and economy of North America. It was once used by indigenous people of the United States for transportation, trade, and fishing. It was explored by European explorers such as Hernan de Soto, Jacques Marquette, and Louis Joliet, and served as a vital route for westward expansion and commerce in the 19th century. It also supports a rich biodiversity of plants and animals like bald eagles, alligators, and catfish. Yangtze. The Yangtze River is a major river in Asia that flows through China. It's the Eurasia's longest river, the third longest in the world, and the longest river on the planet to flow entirely within one country. It has a length of about 6,300 kilometers, or 3,917 miles, and a basin area of about 1.8 million square kilometers. The Yangtze River originates from the Tibetan Plateau and flows eastward across China until it reaches the East China Sea near Shanghai. Along its dramatic course, it passes through many diverse landscapes and ecosystems like mountains, forests, grasslands, wetlands, and deltas. It also connects with many tributaries and lakes, forming a complex network of waterways. The Yangtze is home to many endangered and threatened wildlife species, such as the Chinese alligator, the narrow-ridged finless porpoise, and the Yangtze sturgeon. It supports millions of people who live along its banks and depend on its resources for agriculture, fishing, transportation, and hydroelectric power. It also faces many environmental challenges due to pollution, overexploitation, dam construction, and climate change. Amazon. The Amazon River is a major, if not the most important river in South America that flows through Brazil, Peru, Colombia, and several other countries. It holds bragging rights for being the largest river on Earth by discharge volume of water and the second longest after the Nile. It has a length of roughly 6,400 kilometers, or about 3,917 miles, and a basin area of about 7 million square kilometers. The Amazon River's sources come from the Andes Mountains, and it flows eastward across South America until reaching the Atlantic Ocean near Belém. Along its twisting and winding journey, it forms many branches and tributaries. The Amazon is home to many unique, beautiful, and endangered species of wildlife, such as the pink river dolphin, the giant otter, the anaconda, and the piranha. It supports millions of people who live along its banks and depend on its resources for agriculture, fishing, tourism, and cultural activities. Once again, however, even though the Amazon is so important, the river faces countless environmental challenges. Nile. The Nile River is a legendary river in Africa that has fascinated people for thousands of years. It's the longest river in the world, stretching for about 6,650 kilometers, or 4,258 miles, from its source to its mouth. It's called the father of African rivers, as it nourishes and supports innumerable civilizations and cultures along its banks. The Nile starts from two main tributaries, the White Nile and the Blue Nile. The White Nile originates from Lake Victoria, which lies across Uganda, Tanzania, and Kenya. The Blue Nile originates from Lake Tana, which lies in Ethiopia. The two tributaries meet at Khartoum, the capital of Sudan, and form the main Nile River. The Nile River flows northward through Sudan and Egypt until it reaches the Mediterranean Sea near Cairo. Along its course, it passes by many natural wonders and historical landmarks, such as rapids, swamps like the Sud, deltas such as the Rosetta, the Great Pyramids of Giza, and temples like Karnak. It also hosts many diverse and amazing species of wildlife like crocodiles, hippos, flamingos, and papyrus plants. Now it's time to hear from you. Have you ever visited any of these rivers? Let us know in the comments section below.